Hey everybody, it's Randy. This is my brand new tent. I've been so psyched to get this thing set up and to have some decent weather. This is a two-person hike and bike Zion two-person. I'm an idiot and didn't really have the instructions, and I didn't realize it actually came with its own footprint, which is right here. But I already had a tarp, so just to play it safe with my new baby, I went and put that down as well. We've got some nice weather, so I'm not worried about the rain. The rain cover was a little bit of a pain in the butt for me to put on, but I'm sure for people that know what they're doing, it is easier. Anyway, the whole tent setup itself was relatively simple. It was just the rain fly on it. But anyway, got everything hooked up. There's a bunch of tie-outs. I'm not going to use those tonight because it's going to get a little bit cold. Inside, I also have my brand new air mattress. I can't pronounce it, so I'm just going to show it to you guys. Zoobelives Airlive 2000P. This thing's a 4-inch inflatable. I've got my North Face 0 degree, so we should be in good shape for tonight. And do just a real quick walk around. It's got these really cool vents right here, which are kind of neat. It's just held up by Velcro, so you could put it back up and close that down if you need to. But I've got it open for now. There's a bunch of tie-outs like crazy, which I'm just not going to use tonight. I don't need to. Just stretch that out just a little bit. But I'm really looking forward to using this thing tonight, checking out the tent, checking out the air mattress, checking out my sleeping bag, which I haven't used yet. One really cool thing about these tents, it's one pole, and the pegs actually have this really cool metal disc, which I'll show in a different segment in just a few minutes. But right now I'm going to start gathering some firewood before it gets dark, because that always takes me forever. And I will catch you guys later. Yeah, this is fun. This was my tripod. I broke that like an idiot a few minutes ago, so that's why I'm having to hold this thing like a gimp. All right, so the tent's set up, the air mattress is inflated, got the firewood ready. I'm gonna cook a steak up here tonight. I'm gonna start the fire here in just a few minutes. It's starting to get a little bit dark, a little bit cold. Wanted to kind of conserve my firewood, but I think the time has come because I'm getting hungry. Hey y'all, it's Randy again. I am just going to give you kind of my final opinion on the tent that I used last night, the Hike and Byke Zion two-person, as well as my air pad. I've been up for a few minutes. If I sit up though, the sun is directly in my face, so just bear with me for a second and I'm going to turn it around. So this is the air pad that I used last night. This is a 4-inch air pad. It's definitely not for the hike through community. This is more for base campers, car campers, four-wheeler campers, that kind of deal. It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. It got a lot colder last night than I thought it was going to get, and it did not lose any of its air pressure at all. I'm a hip sleeper, and I've got bony hip bones, and not one time did I touch it, touch the bottom of the floor. I figured it would lose some kind of pressure just from the temperature dropping, but it didn't. It fits inside the tent great. Again, this is a two-person. This is an extra wide mat because that's how I roll. Two-person tent. And a two-person tent for me is a one-person tent with room for your gear. To me, there's not room in here for somebody else. For me, for my comfort level. This is the view that I had last night when I look back. I didn't tie any of the rain tie portion off. It's all my gear that stayed inside with me. Everything's nice and dry, which is a good thing because, you know, it didn't rain. But I really, really like this tent a lot. It's got plenty of ventilation. It's got a cool vestibule over there where I put some, actually that's just a box of lanterns that I picked up on the way down, didn't end up using them. But I put that inside the vestibule area. It's got this door as well as this door, and both of them you can configure to have kind of a vestibule situation. Really, really dug that a lot. I also wanted to show you one of the cool features that Hike and Byke sends along with this tent. I don't know if it's something they send along with all the tents, but it definitely comes with the Zion 1-person and 2-person. This thing is awesome. So I don't know if it's aluminum or what it is, but it's metal, and you push your stakes with it. It's just a handheld thing, and you're able to do this number and just drive the stake into the ground, which is an awesome, awesome hand saver. I also wanted to show you the bag that the entire sleeping pad goes in. Like I said in my earlier video, like a gimp, I broke my tripod, so I have to hold this by hand right now. But once I roll up the pad, it actually came with this elastic band. The whole thing fits in here, and I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. Okay, just one last look at my Hike and Byke Zion 2-person tent before I load it up, roll up my sleeping bag and all that kind of good stuff. This is the first thing that you actually put on is this netting, which is awesome because when it gets a little bit warmer, you can see up into the clear skies. Those are not Widowmakers, by the way. That's way up there. Anyway, you can stargaze. You can do all of that. The quality of this thing for the money is absolutely unbelievable. I forgot exactly how much I got it for. I got it on Amazon, but I try not to spend a lot of money on gear. First of all, my wife would kill me. Second of all, I found that for my purposes and for what I do, I don't need to spend a whole lot of money. But I'm blown away by the quality of this thing and the ease in which this thing was set up. As you know from my prior videos, I am not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I just enjoy doing this. And I had an absolute blast last night. I typically go by myself, and I was able to set this entire thing up probably in about 10 minutes with no instructions, which is really just short of a miracle for a person such as myself without instructions. But anyway, so you got that, and then you've got the rainfly that I already showed you, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and start taking this down, and I will show you guys a video of what it looks like when it's all packed up. Hey guys, I'm taking down the tent right now. I just wanted to show you the single pole setup. This thing actually came with its own footprint. I don't know if I mentioned that before, which is awesome. Normally you have to go buy that extra, which is just a pain in the butt. This came with it. I didn't know that, that's why I actually had this tarp down. So I just cut the tarp down anyway. I want to protect my baby. This is the first time I've had it out, and just wanted to make sure there were no issues. The tent setup, or excuse me, the pole setup is just one pole that goes into each of the grommets on each of those corners. This single pole goes all the way across, and then this little dooflicky right here, this is another technical term, is what holds up the rainfly. So again, I was able to set this thing up by myself in about 10 minutes or so, no instructions. I'm going to keep repeating that because that is an important factor for me. All right, just to put it into comparison here, this is my sleeping pad. It is now put back into its bag, and I just put my shoe there, my boot there, just so you can kind of get the perspective as far as the size goes on this thing. Cool thing about this bag is that it actually also has a zipper on it, so everything just fits right back into it. Couldn't be more happy with this sleeping pad. I highly recommend it for people with bony hips like me. Like I said, it's a 4-inch, and it's got the foot pump that's integrated into it, so you don't have to worry about blowing out your lungs. Yeah, it really held up well. The one cool thing about it also is that it wasn't noisy. I put a sheet down over it, and then put my sleeping pad, or excuse me, my sleeping bag on top of that, and it wasn't noisy at all. Yeah, makes some sounds obviously, but nothing like some of the others that I've used in the past. So anyway, I highly recommend this sleeping pad. Again, it's not for the hike through community. It's not that light. This is something that you throw in your backpack, and you know, maybe want to go for a mile, maybe for car camping, ATV camping, that kind of stuff. But for the hike through community, it's definitely not an ultralight piece of equipment. But for my purposes, this thing works fantastic. Thanks all.